What's up, you guys? This is going to be your current Love Vibes reading. So, whether you watch it this week that I'm recording it or any other time, this could be for you. So, just take what resonates because, this could resonate differently with everybody. So, let's go ahead and tap into the energy. So, first off, I would like to thank the ancestors, my spirit guides, my angels who lovingly guide me and assist me, the guardians of the universe who are of love, light, truth, and service, to those on their divine path that is of their highest good. Anyone that is here seeking clarity and truth, that I ask that this reading give you the clarity that you need. Okay. Alrighty. So I have a new deck that I want to use. So I'm going to go Egyptian today. We're going to do some ancient Kemet energies here. I'm going to use the Isis Oracle. This new Oracle deck that I just got. The Aset Egyptian Oracle cards and the Ramesses Tarot. And then I'm going to also use my Walu Child Readings Relationship Oracle deck. So I'm just going to ask Spirit to guide me and lead me however this is meant to come out. Okay. Just as a disclaimer, you guys, these readings are general. They're not personal readings, okay? They're not meant to resonate fully. However, it is possible for some of you that it could resonate like a full-on personal reading, but it's not meant to. It's a collective energy reading, okay? So please only take what does resonate with you and leave the rest, okay? So if you guys are interested in this deck that I'm using, you guys can purchase this via my website. The links will be in the description box for all of my decks. If you guys want to purchase a reading with me, you guys can check out my website, my shop. Just make sure that you guys email me directly to set up a booking date, or time if a time is needed for your specific type of reading, or if you just simply have questions about my readings or my availability, feel free to email me, okay? All right. So, Divine Spirit, please give me divine truth and divine clarity for the major energies surrounding love, relationships, connections of all kinds this week. Divine connections, love connections, authentic and true loving connections. Regardless of what you title them or label them, this is for everybody, okay? Here's the energies. Triggers. Trigger. Like Trey Songz. Alright, triggers. So, I am going to start laying some cards out from the Oracle deck. Divine Spirit, please give me some energies. Thank you. Creative power with Ra. Aset, alchemy and healing. Satis, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Fertility and satisfaction. Okay, sacred journey and water spirit. Okay, some of these I'm not going to be able to pronounce, so I'm not even going to try to butcher it and, be disrespectful to the ancestors because I don't even know how to pronounce some of this. So you have number 30, you have 4, 32, 11, and 13. So some of these numbers can resonate with you, or maybe you like to add numbers up to get the whole vibration or energy of the reading. I do sometimes. So the energy is triggers this week, okay? So with the connection, there very well could be a lot of triggers and quote-unquote red flags and things like that that go off, okay? Triggers are there just to show us what is imbalanced within the self, things that, do not serve us, whether it's negative thinking, negative emotions that are there. It could be subconscious energies that we have yet to address or heal within ourselves. So I get with the creative power, okay? It's the sun. Obviously, Ra represents the sun god. So there's something that's being illuminated, and I feel like it's meant to empower you. It's not meant for you to take this in a negative context, whatever it is that's triggering you. Because some of you guys have a hard time with taking these energies and utilize them to empower you and shift into healing. The offset card to me is going to be my divine feminine card in this deck, along with Osiris being the divine masculine card in this deck. That's how I'm going to put it. So this can represent divine feminine energy, or the divine feminine within all of us, that whether you identify as divine feminine or not in your connections, doesn't matter. The healing and how to nurture that. So if you think of Aset, you think of the divine mother energy, that nurturing energy, but also the woman that put her divine counterpart, oh my god, what the hell, counterpart back together. When you think of that. So I'm just getting that you got to do that for yourself. You have to put the fragmented pieces of yourself back together this week. And I'm also getting with the blue lotus. I don't really know the symbolism of the blue lotus off the top right now. You can look it up. But at this instance, I'm getting something about speaking love into yourself, love into your situations, being compassionate with yourself, because it's very easy when we get triggered, you know, maybe even to speak negatively against other people. So maybe to help through the triggers is to speak love to those that trigger you, okay? If that makes sense. If you feel guided to do that, but that's what is coming up, okay? I also feel like Spirit is saying that this is meant to help you create your own joy and your own satisfaction in your own life, in your everyday life. Like, you have the key to that joy, okay? So you got to start somewhere. It's like a new way of handling things that may be triggering and annoying about these connections. Whether, say for instance, you see something online that you necessarily aren't happy with. Like, I'll speak for myself. Say for instance, because this irks me, I'm gonna be honest, and it's something that I probably need to work on. Some people may be like, girl, you tripping, that's not a big deal. And some be like, yeah, I'd be mad too. So it just depends on who you ask. But for me, I feel like it's unhealthy to respond like this. But say for instance, the man that you're with or you're seeing or whatever is like liking Instagram model pictures on Instagram. To me, that pisses me off. I'm just be real with you, because I wouldn't do that to them. So but that could be something triggering, and it's like, okay, why is this triggering me? And it could bring up feelings of, well, I don't look like that, my body's not shaped like that, or is it be like, you know, you just start thinking all these crazy things, and it goes back to yourself. And when you take that and to empower you and be like, you know what, this is showing me that maybe I have insecurities, maybe I have trust issues, and maybe it really is some issues that you need to talk to them about. But first, you got to identify what it's triggering within self first, okay? That's most important. And then you get to a place where you start identifying with, well, you know, yeah, that might be cute and everything, but, you know, I do have things about myself that are also this and that are unique and blah, blah, blah. And it starts to empower you. And also, instead of attacking another person to make yourself feel good, because it's very easy to be like, oh, well, her ass is probably fake, blah, blah. Instead of doing that, be like, no, she does look good. She is pretty, but so am I. And you start speaking love to yourself and that other individual. So I get that that's just an example, but something similar to this. And then it might even empower you to, like, get on your own and start, you know, I'm going to start embracing more of, you know, this about myself, and not for a tit for tat, because it's very easy to be like, oh, well, you like that, well, let me post some shit and get some guys to like my pictures and make you mad and blah blah blah. Like, no, it's not that. This is more so about self joy, and it may even empower you, inspire you to not only, you know, decorate and adorn yourself, but get into creative things and express yourself and write and maybe journal your thoughts and your feelings, and it could manifest into something creative. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Sacred journey. Spirit wants you to really focus on the path ahead, because there's still work to be done. These pyramids still need to be built, right? So there's still work to be done, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of insight, a lot of clarity that's coming through. Like, you got to look at the bigger picture on behalf of not just your connections, but more so your divine path, you know, what you came here to do. You got a lot of creative energies, and that makes me believe that this is a month that you got to be focused on your purpose and what you came here to do, and your creative projects, and expressing yourself in new ways, giving birth to new aspects of yourself. And I really feel like this speaks to the divine feminine energy. Even the higher self of the divine masculine energy is highlighting these things within you. It's like you're being triggered in a loving way in a higher dimension. Like in a lower vibration, it's going to trigger you. Like in the surface level of things, you know, the fleshly divine masculine is going to trigger you, but the higher self is like, this is happening in love, because it's like, nah, boo, I want you to see how beautiful you are, so let me do this. And it sounds kind of twisted, but at the same time, it's like, it's that meme. It's a meme that I've seen quite often on Instagram. It says the universe or God or whatever had to push you and make you uncomfortable so that you would move, or that you would do the things that you were set out to do. So that's what I'm getting. What water spirit, I want to look this up because this is interesting. But water spirit, just going off of my intuition, I feel like, again, this is intuitive energy. This is also replenishment of self. So it could literally be that some of you may need to drink more water, because there is a lot of water in the feminine energy cards, a lot of blue. And this could also be speaking life into yourself, because water is vibration and we are made up of water. So when you speak positive things within yourself, that vibration affects you internally, and then in turn affecting your outer reality. So depending on how you communicate with yourself. But let's see. Some of you guys may have a lot of water in your chart, but I'm going to clarify or read the card. Oh, right to it. Okay. So I think it's happy or happy. I don't know how to pronounce it. The baboon-headed god is another of the 4 disciples of Horus, and represents the need to work energetically and with thought before undertaking any action. Best to prepare your plans in alchemy, Best to prepare your plans in alchemy, create change by visualizing it happening first. So again, yeah, it's kind of similar to what I'm saying, but this is more so, this is an energetic magic or work. But just like you speak over yourself and you speak over your body, that's still a form of alchemy, right? But let's see what else it says. When it comes to love, it says a separation of the elements is happening here. To heal this, you need to realize resentment over a past relationship, and then ask for a flow of loving energy to fill your lungs and your heart. So again, it's that transmuting the triggers into empowerment and in love. Basically, it's saying what I was already saying. So yeah, this is a healing energy. Alright, so let's see where both energies are with one another, because that was kind of like an introduction. That was an opener. Alright. Let's start with your energy. I feel like you need to know where you're at within yourself. Some people are like, I don't need to hear about myself. But yeah, we kind of do need to check in. So let's see where... Well, let's do this, because you could be a divine masculine watching. So let's start with divine feminine first. Ladies first. Let's do ladies first. And if you're not, you know, if you're a divine feminine male, that is fine as well. So let's tap into divine feminine collective energy at this space and time. Whenever we watch this video, it doesn't matter. This week, next month, next year, doesn't matter. It's the overall energy. Healthy, dynamic. Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. What is this? I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not good with Roman numerals, so I'm just gonna go off my intuition, okay? With these, because these are not traditional tarot cards, obviously. Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. I believe this is the Judgment card. This is the King of Cups. The 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Okay. So overall energy you have is the Knight of Pentacles. Some of you guys may perceive that your divine masculine is taking way too long with something. It's not that everybody is in this quote-unquote separation energy. It does not have to be that. For me, separation does not have to always be physical. You could be living with the person or always in contact with that person constantly, and there be separation in of meeting of the minds and a level of understanding each other emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It doesn't always have to be a physical separation where there's no communication or whatever. I feel like this is looking at them as progressive, like moving very slow, okay, that they need to catch up. And this could be also for some of you, you're taking things one step at a time with yourself. You're crawling before you walk. That's the first message that came up when I pulled this card. I heard crawl before you walk. You may want things to progress quickly. You may be looking at the other person like, well, they need to get together. They need to get their shit together and blah, blah, blah. But there's still things left for us to get together as well, energetically. With the 7 of Cups, I get that you guys are... I'm getting a lot of messages with this card. It's an interesting card. I don't know why it looks like she's feeling on this other woman's titties. I don't know. Some of you guys may be strippers or something. No shame. I feel like some of you guys could be strippers. And I don't know if you feel like... I speak for everybody. I'm not no cookie cutter reader, so I speak for everybody, all walks of life. I feel like if you guys are, you know, into the sex industry or whatever, or you're an exotic dancer, what have you, you could be kind of like looking at yourself like you're comparing yourself to other people too much. And I get that it's kind of like you look at your life and wish that you would have been different. Some of you guys may feel like your upbringing shaped you to be the person that you are, in a sense where you don't feel like you're worthy of a connection. And for some of you, this is vanity. It's kind of like you crave, I don't know. Some of y'all gonna be mad. I don't know. It doesn't matter. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't. But it's kind of like you crave this admiration from other people. And I feel like you also, like, you may be craving the attention from your divine masculine so much so that you're willing to, like, sell out a little bit, become something that you're not. And also some of you, if there's another woman involved, you may be comparing yourself to them in an unhealthy way. You're not seeing your value. You're not seeing your goddessness. You're comparing yourself to other people. And some of you guys, it could be unhealthily comparing yourself to where, you know, like, I'm better than them and they're lower than me. And I also get that you guys may be dealing with that yourself, where people are looking at you like, well, what does this person want with her or him? Like, they're not even all of that and blah, blah, blah. And this is so funny. Spirit's funny. I posted this on my my Instagram. It was a video of Cardi B, and she was like, she's like, men just used to fall in love with me and they didn't even understand why, and women be like, why her? She used to be a stripper with crooked teeth, like, why you want her, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, because I'm a vibe. Like, it's not about being cute. Like, yeah, y'all cute, but y'all don't have that vibe. Like, I guess she was saying, I'm breaking it down, all the different attributes and all the different things that make her admirable or desirable or whatever. And I feel like for some of you, it could be that you feel like, yeah, why does this person, why would they want me? Because of my past and who I used to be. And if you don't identify with being an exotic dancer or in the sex industry, it could just be where you come from, and you feel like, you know, I don't look like this, I don't have this, I don't have that. And you may fantasize about, well, what if it was different? What if I did have this? What if I did grow up like this? What if I looked like this and had this and that? And this is the challenge. This is the trigger. It's going back to that trigger energy again. And it may have been a reason why I use the example that I use for the triggers for myself, because this is something that I feel like relates to it. So I feel like what's really happening is that your divine masculine energy is really triggering you for a reason, to help you transmute these energies. Because I feel like this is the higher self of the divine masculine. This is a major arcana card. And I feel like they have to do this for a reason. You know? And I feel this is what's going to help you. You know, whatever you're doing that is using other things outside of yourself as a comparison or to hype yourself up, because you don't have to put other people down to make yourself feel good. And I don't really agree, like, okay, because I think people don't really understand where I'm coming from when I say that I don't like the twin flame title so much. I feel like it's a valid journey. I do believe that it is real to some extent, but a lot of it is sugar coated and a lot of it is toxic to me. I feel like it is. And we got this karmic partner culture within the twin flame stuff, and it's like, I guarantee y'all were somebody's karmic partner at one point where you weren't the most holier than thou person. I know for a fact that I could have been that for somebody. Whether, not to say that I was like a nasty lower vibrational person, like, but I did some things that were not all that great, and I was with the person that was not meant for me, and I was doing all this extra shit. And just like they were karmic to someone, who's to say that they're not a divine masculine to someone? You know what I mean? So the culture of that, oh, we're better than them, and it's kind of like, it's narcissistic a little bit. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand it. Like, that the person is not for your person. So it's like, yeah, you know, you need to kind of play your role. You need to beat it. But that person is there for them to learn lessons from. So just like your karmic, quote unquote karmic partner taught you lessons, and you had to heal and all of that and go through hell with that person to get to where you are. So that's why they're valid. And I feel like it's not really our place to sit here and go, oh, I'm better than them, and oh, she's not this, she's not a divine feminine. And it's kind of like a mean girl thing, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be the one to say it, because it is, basically. It's valid to talk about it, and you kind of read into it every now and then, but like the way that it's done, it's very mean girl type, and it's not, to me, that's not light worker type shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of narcissistic, but that's just me. That's just me. It's nothing, you know, to be a little bit cocky a little bit and be like, yeah, that's my man, nobody can compare. Like, I get that, having that little vibe or whatever, but to always be like, oh, she think, it's like, it's too much. Like, I be looking at some of the stuff, like, I don't click on it, but I be looking at some of these titles, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. Me no get it. But this is what I'm picking up. Like, that's toxic. Okay? That's toxic. Because, like I was saying with the Instagram model example, like, it's easy for us to go, well, she got a big ass, it must be fake, or she must be a hoe, or her hair is not real. And like, it's easy to tear another person down to make yourself feel better in some sense. But it's like, okay, cool, like, he liked her picture, yeah, I'm a little jealous, but I can still go, you know what, she's pretty, and so am I. Like, it feels better to acknowledge and compliment another person rather than tear them down. Like, I found that for myself. Like, it automatically raises your vibration when you are in that space. It makes you feel better about yourself when you compliment other people. So that's what I'm getting. Anywho, Ace of Pentacles. I feel like with this card, there's still work to be done. I feel like everyone is playing a role. Like, I feel like all these people here in this yard represent all the different people that play a role in this connection. You, your divine counterpart, you know, the exes, the quote-unquote karmics, the friends and family, the naysayers, you know, everything just makes sense. And there's a lot of animals here in these cards, and I'm really big on animal totems and as messengers. So I feel like for some of you, maybe cows, maybe even goats, could be like a message for you, or messengers, or this can represent that these animals represent the work and the effort that you really have to put in, and that you are in control also, that it's not like a punishment to do this. Like, how you handle this, it's in your hands, basically. And you have a higher power that's overseeing this situation and this connection. Everything is happening in its divine order as it's meant to. Okay? Still only the beginning. Then you have the Two of Cups. There's some ducks here. There's some cats here. Some more animal messages or totems that you guys can look up. But I feel like in the past, some of you guys may have had some sort of meeting or coming together. Could have been a physical thing. For some of you, maybe this was a past. I'm getting like, if you and this person are together, you know, you guys live together, or you see each other often, that you guys may have had like a pleasant moment with each other recently. And I feel like it's something to look forward to. Again, with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles together, there's still work to be done. It's like you guys know that, yeah, we're at this point, but we have so much more to work towards together. We have so much more to look forward to. This is just the beginning. Maybe some of you just recently met your divine counterpart. I'm getting more so in the physical, but that's what I'm getting. So the Judgment card. This is where Moses parts the sea, okay, for his people. There's an angel that's directing him. He's mirroring, Moses is mirroring the exact gestures as this angel. He's following divine instructions. I feel like your divine masculine is playing the role that he's being guided to play, however that looks to you. And he's also, like, this is the thing. I go on tangents, but it goes with things. Like, I don't talk a lot, y'all. Like, I'm a quiet person. Unless I really know you, then I talk a lot. But I don't really talk too much. But anyway, it looks one way on the surface. Like, this person may be like, you may look at him like he's a dumb dodo. He's not into spirituality like you. And he may, you know, be what you call not the most woke person ever. He may, you know, not have the crystals and the dreads, or talking about chakras and hotep this and namaste, whatever, this or that. But he's still in tune spiritually. Like, everything is spiritual if you step back and you really look. That's why I don't judge people when it comes to the spiritual shit, because a hustler on the street, a drug dealer, can spit something divine. Like, you can't discount what spirituality is just because of what it looks like on the surface. Okay? And I get that his higher self and his spirit, his physical self, is opening things up for you guys and your connection. And they're very, very powerful. They may be very influential in their environment, in their community, in their circles. And I feel like they're creating a way not only for your connection, but for other people. So they could be doing something, living in their purpose, or walking in their purpose already, or simply just following their guidance and intuition, because it's the time right now. They're in tune with their higher selves and spirit, whether you believe it or not. If you're a divine masculine watching, then this is where you at. This is what you're doing. And I feel like you're going to see this in the near future. Then you have Mr. King of Cups here. So another divine masculine card. And this is the emotional aspect of the divine masculine. And I feel like they may confess, because he's holding 2 cups in his hand. So some of them may like confess or propose something in regards to their feelings or their emotions with this connection. There's a fire burning in the background. So it could be like a lot of passion that comes from this. And they have it's like some fur. What is this? Is this a jaguar or a leopard? One of them. Whatever this cat is. I think it's a jaguar. So you guys, there's another animal totem there for you. This to me represents courageousness. So it might be a lot for them to come out and express their desires, to express what they want. And this may also be a choice that they have to make with their heart. Okay? I'm seeing all kind of stuff. This deity in the back, this statue in the back, his penis is erect. I don't know if you can see it. I'm highlighting it a little bit so you can see it. So maybe they're making a choice between their heart, like maturing rather than thinking with their, you know, their hoo-ha, whether if they have a penis or a vagina. I'm getting more so like the sexual energy regardless, not thinking from that perspective anymore, this hyper masculinity, and more so being in tune with their heart. So I get that you guys also may be choosing from your heart, because not every divine feminine is totally invested in the divine masculine. Like, yes, your heart is and your soul is, but 3D, sometimes we still entertain others right now, right? If you don't have a solid commitment with them, you may be entertaining others right now. You may be attracting other divine masculine energies to entertain right now, or them to entertain you, whatever the case may be. And you may be deciding to choose less, and maybe you also feel like, I can't get caught up in this energy of less. I have to balance it out and make a decision, because you may have multiple options with the Seven of Cups right above the King of Cups. You can have multiple options. Okay. And maybe they do too. You got the Ten of Pentacles here. So we have this other energy where you may have encouragement from other divine feminines, your girlfriends, your sisters, like a sisterhood, or maybe, you know, your brothers, whatever it is. You guys have some sort of encouragement from them, and they may be prepping you for something big when it comes to your connection. Some of you guys could be getting married. Some of you guys are preparing for that next big step in your connection with this person. And again, you have divine help. Maybe you need your sisters to remind you, like, no, you're a queen, you're a goddess, or whatever. You're beautiful, you're worthy. And this could be the energy. And it could also be ancestors too. Maybe some of you guys are working with love goddesses to help you with self-love and to feel good and all of that, or just working on healing yourself and giving to yourself. Some of you, this is going out, enjoying yourself with your friends and all of that for once to feel good. And that's what I'm getting. Nine of Pentacles is here. So some of you guys is like, yeah, I feel cool and abundant being on my own. In some cases, like, if you guys are going through a process, because your divine counterpart could be going through an awakening, and you guys may be together and everything, but he may not be able to give to you fully right now emotionally. So you may have to focus on self. And it's like, yeah, I want to be in this space within myself where I'm doing my own thing and I'm looking good, feeling good, going out with my girls or my guys, whatever, depending on what divine feminine you are. But I want to be here. And it's funny that the Ten of Pentacles is the single looking card, and the Nine of Pentacles is the couplehood card, which is weird, right? Because in traditional tarot, it's the other way around. But I feel like you'd rather be side by side with your counterpart. But I do get, for some of you, you have to continue to keep it moving. That doesn't mean that you don't have compassion or love for your partner, but they still have work to do. This is what I'm seeing. So in a way, like, yeah, you may be single in the physical if you're not together with this person, but energetically you're still, even when in your singlehood, you still have that connection with this person. It's not going anywhere, because I feel like you're not looking at anything else or anybody else, really, like, not in your heart at least. But I feel like you guys rather be here with them. But notice that the 10 goes back to the 9. So in some way this would be going, not going backwards necessarily, but you're kind of lowering your vibration to catch up with them. Because again, we started off the reading with this person they need to catch up. But you cannot force this person to get to a certain level where you want them to be, because divine spirit, their higher self, is calling the shots. You don't control that. Just like they don't control where you're at right now. They may not like the fact that you're going out more often, or you're dressing up a little, putting a little more attention to getting, you know, how you get dressed in the morning or whatever. If they're watching you from afar, they may not like all this attention you're getting and all this flashy stuff, but they have to respect it, just like you have to respect where they are, right? The 2 of, which is the High Priestess, sorry. So the High Priestess card with her babies. So some of you guys are just focusing on mommying, taking care of your kids. If you don't have kids or a child, then this could be taking care of yourself. Because there's a male and female child here, and I feel like this is nurturing your feminine attributes within yourself, but also catering to your inner child. With your inner child, I feel like there's so many hidden gems that you're going to come to about your inner child, how this all relates to what you're doing, and that this is really just a journey that Spirit wants you to be carefree and really just flow and not be so strategic in it, if that makes sense. Because what this is going to do is create a healthier dynamic within the self, and that will in tune whatever is within is going to come without, right? It's going to extend outwardly. So that was a lot. Okay. I love her dress. Oh, her dress is dope. I like this dress. Anyway, we have Bass. Joy and pleasure with mystery and ceremony. So yeah, it's like when you're in that process of just doing you, and this doesn't mean like, because some of you guys are in a connection, a committed bond with someone, that doing you doesn't mean going out and wilding out. It just means that you have to do what's best for you and enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, feel good, look good, be well within yourself. And this is that sexy, it's like a sexual energy that you're tapping into, and you're channeling that. And I feel like it's so much that you're uncovering. Like this is a process, like a spiritual process that you're going through right now. And it's like an awakening of self. Like you're tapping into different levels of yourself. And I feel like some of you guys, this is going into your sacral chakra, the sexual energy, the erotic like energies, and creation and all of that from that space, like really letting out your inner goddess energy in a new way, in a newfound way. That's what I'm getting. So there's also a lot of cats here. There's Sphinx, there's a black cat, there was a tabby cat over here. So there's a lot of animal messages. So let's go ahead and move on to the divine masculine energies, because y'all waited long enough. Do I have my deck upside down? Yes, I do. Okay. Okay, so let's see where they're at. Divine masculine collective energy. Where are you at? What's going on with you in this space and time? Signs and synchronicity. Interesting. Okay. Some tarot on it. Queen of Wands, the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, I think this is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, it's the Page. Got a lot of court cards. The Page of Swords. It's interesting. The Ace of Wands. I think this is the Tower card, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm going to go off my intuition anyway, so it doesn't matter. Two of Swords, Two of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Okay, my foot's falling asleep. Ugh. Okay, so okay, so let's see what's going on with this person. They got two aces, two twos, two queens, two pages. They have a lot of doubles and two major arcana cards. That's interesting. Alright, so let's start with the Queen of Wands. Their focus is definitely on some sort of, their focus is on a divine feminine energy, whether it's you or another divine feminine, because there's two feminine energies here. There's a fire sign and there's an earth sign person here. But this can also be two different attributes of the divine feminine energy. This I'm going to have to clarify. These two queens, are these two separate individuals, or are these one attribute of one, or two attributes of one person? Three of Swords. That's a third party. Ain't that some shit? Now, before y'all get in your feelings, if this is a situation where you're in a commitment, there could still be some other third party that's interfering with this. And it does not have to be romantically. It could represent an ex, maybe even, that, you know, they're still holding on to some stuff from the past with the Three of Swords, because there's pain in this, okay? Or it could be friends, it could be like family, whatever it is. This is what's going on. So the Queen of Wands, there is a focus on this person. I do get that this is someone that they're not talking to, because the Queen of Wands is holding her hand over her mouth, so she's not speaking. She's also playing it cool. So if you feel like that's you, then take what resonates. It could literally specifically a fire sign person, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarian, but it does not have to be. This could be someone that is usually very assertive, very fiery, very passionate, maybe be very attractive, but whatever the case may be, I feel like she's playing it cool and she's stepping away right now. There's a fertility goddess behind her, so that kind of makes me believe this is someone's baby mama or someone that they have a child with, period, or something with fertility is involved. The Hierophant here is that there's a commitment, and the commitment is the challenge for them. They kind of feel obligated, and I feel like it could be family that's causing them to feel obligated. Could be obligated to this Queen of Wands or Queen of Pentacles, whatever resonates. If you're the Divine Masculine, you may feel obligated to commit to something or someone, okay? There's a lot of, this is not the most fluid reading compared to the Divine Feminine's energy, so I feel like you may be a little bit conflicted if you're a Divine Masculine watching. If you're watching for the Divine Masculine, they're conflicted. They're a little confused about something. The commitment could very well be with the Queen of Pentacles, because the Hierophant is a Taurus card. Queen of Pentacles is an earth sign person. So, it could be that, okay? And plus, Pentacles represents stability. So there's this conflict with this commitment over here. And it could be a spiritual commitment, or it could be of a social, cultural, society, whatever type of commitment, religious, you know, I'm married to them because of this, or because, you know, there's obligations for some of you as to why you can't be over here or do what you want over here, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to clarify these queens. Queen of Wands. Give me more clarity on Queen of Wands, please. The Moon card. Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Wands represents what's hidden, okay? There's focusing on what's not being communicated, what's not being said. There could be secrets that this Queen of Wands is withholding, or that they're withholding from this Queen of Wands, or about this Queen of Wands. There's something that's being hidden. It's almost like they don't even want me to tap into this to be real, for real, for real. And if you're a Divine Masculine, like, I don't know what kind of magic tricks you doing, because it's almost like I can't tap into this, or Spirit doesn't want me to. It's funny. The Queen of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands clarifying it, I get that there's a desire to want to either move forward or move away from this Queen of Pentacles energy. Because this Queen of Pentacles can represent some sort of obligated relationship. And there could be a secret relationship here, or there's still a lot of hidden energies here. This is crazy. Then you got the Page of Pentacles in this position over here. So the Page of Pentacles is that I feel like this person is trying to get more information. Definitely with the Page of Swords right next to it. They're trying to figure out whether, so say for instance that they received a message from the Divine Feminine energy. They're trying to discern what to do with that. Okay, if it's something maybe that she laid out for them, like, you better figure it out, like some subliminal messages on social media, or maybe she said something before she walked out the door, and I'm saying she, but you know, Divine Feminine may have said something like, said something very cryptic before they left, and it's causing you to think like, what is she talking about, or what is he talking, like what they got up their sleeve, like what does this mean? And someone's trying to decode this message, and I feel like divine masculine energy is trying to decode what this message is, because I feel like this Page of Pentacles, like, you better figure it out, that type of energy. I don't know, it's something along the lines of that, or just very unapologetic, like. And I don't feel like it was anything spiteful, because Page of Pentacles to me is very respectful type of energy. It's also a message that is, it means business, but it's not coming, it's very practical, so it's not heavy. But with the Page of Swords, this person, the divine masculine, may be taking that message a little bit too seriously, or they just, to them it's heavy, and they're trying to break it down, they're trying to decode it. And this could have been in the recent past, something that recently just happened, or a past situation. I feel like you would know what it is. It's different for everybody, but that's what I'm seeing. With the Ace of Wands, they may also be contemplating whether they need to say something, if it warrants them to communicate. So they may be in a foggy space right now, but they will have clarity in the near future of what action to take or how to move forward with this, and maybe even say something in reply or response, or make some sort of move, like I said. But right now, like on this side of things, it's cloudy, and over here it's bright. So I feel like in the near future there's going to be better clarity, but it's like two separate energies here. Tower card. Their attitude is very shaky, like at any moment it's like they're very triggered too, but it's like something may have called them to action, because it's like these men are like working their ass off. You know, they ain't trying to get whipped. And it's not funny to play with this, but they're slaves, obviously. And the Israelites versus can't even think off the top of my head, but the royals or whatever, they're not trying, they kind of look at you as like the royal, the slave master, basically. And if I don't get my shit together, I'm about to get my ass whooped. Or it could even be like, if I don't do it, somebody else will. So it's like something is causing them to haul ass. And I know for some of y'all, this is like making you like, that's what you get. Like, yeah, to some degree, but it's not you, really. It's it's divine spirit that's doing this to them. And I feel like it's really to better themselves. So they're being triggered in their own way by you to get themselves together. So it's like you're being used as a catalyst for this. And I really feel like it's connected to this message, perhaps, over here with the Page of Pentacles. With the Two of Swords, they're really just like, what does that mean? What are they trying to say? It's like a lot of conflict that they're battling themselves. And it's almost like the other people are getting a kick out of it. I don't know if it's like people in their environment is laughing and watching, or it's like their higher self, their spirit guides is like, look at this fool over here tripping, like over nothing, like just overthinking. But what it's going to do is, I feel like it's going to lead them to make a decision. But they really do, like, look up to you. I feel divine feminine, divine masculine. I feel like you definitely respect divine feminine. And I feel like it's giving you a level of respect for feminine energies, period. And your own feminine attributes. Like, it might even, like, awaken you to some things about yourself that maybe you're not so proud of. And maybe you're overthinking things because you may feel like you're in the wrong. And if this is like needing to choose between two people, I feel like the person that you have the most up respect for, and it's not something or someone that you feel obligated towards, you're going to have that perspective. If there's not another person involved and they're in the past, then I feel like once you respect this person for this other feminine energy for what they taught you and what they showed you, and this could be multiple feminine energies in the past, the better you'll be able to move forward with the clean slate. And I feel like you're hopeful that you'll be able to get to this space. But also there's this fear, like you're very focused on what you did in the past. It's like you won't let it go. It's almost like a guilt thing for some of divine masculine energies. Then with the Ace of Cups, this is all like to let you know the divine feminine's heart is always going to be open. She's always going to be that nurturing, loving person, but of course with boundaries. She has a lot of love to give. And it can also be that this is your own feminine energy within yourself, embracing that nurturing for yourself and giving it to you, and seeing that you also have a big heart and you also have a lot of love to give. And I feel like this is where you start embracing feminine energy within self. But there is some triggers and some healing, okay? So you guys may be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities in regards to what needs to be healed, or you might see signs and synchronicities that remind you of your exes or something, and that could trigger you, like, you know, that could be spirit's alarm to trigger you to heal these things that you haven't released and let go of. And I feel like these are things that you keep hidden. It can also be suppressed emotional energies, divine masculine. Pregnancy and birth. So it's a whole. I think this is the same deity. Hold on. I think it is. Yeah, it is the same deity, I believe. This fertility goddess is right here. It's the same deity. That's crazy. Okay. So, yeah, this, for some of you guys, this is someone you had a child with, someone that you helped raise their kids if it's not your own or something, or maybe you guys talked about it. Maybe you guys had some miscarriages or something. I don't know. But I get that this is something that needs to be healed and forgiven. I want to look into her because she came out for a reason twice. 42, which is 6. That's harmony. 4 plus 2 is 6. Harmony. Balance. Compassion. Okay. This very ancient hippopotamus goddess, so hippopotamus may be another animal totem to look up, was worshipped as a protective household goddess by many women, especially pregnant ones. There are no temples in her honor, but the great lady was revered, and many statues of her existed in the homes of both wealthy and poor women, where birthing took place in a squatting position assisted by a midwife. Combining the hippopotamus, crocodile, and lion in her, she is both powerful and destructive to any enemies, as well as a sweet and loving mother. When it comes to love, it says, making love may result in pregnancy, so take care that this is really what you want. So there could be some hidden, like, pregnancy story or situation that they're not telling you about. Something that they hang over their head. I don't know why I'm getting that. So, yeah, this has something to do with pregnancy. And that could be something that's hidden, like something you really don't know about. You don't know the story about it, maybe. But she's keeping a secret herself. This Queen of Wands, she'll never tell whatever went down. She doesn't even want to speak on it. It could have been something very dramatic. It could have been a dark period in both of their lives, divine masculine and this past. Or if you're divine masculine, you would know. But it's not something that they really like to confront and face. Fire spirit. Okay, so this is something that needs to be transmuted, okay? That's what I'm getting from this card, number 29, number 11. So it's awakening to what needs to be forgiven, released, and healed, okay? You can't control the past. You can't look back at the past. You can't judge yourself or blame yourself for what went down if it has anything to do with the child, or you feel like you failed your children because you didn't stay with this person. So the hawk-headed, I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not even going to try to do it. Is one of the 4 sons of Horus, said to inhabit the human body as the fire spirit. He is best known as one of the funerary of the canopic. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm like struggling over here. Like a 3rd grader in 5th, like held back. Jars that held the organs of the deceased, and in this case, the intestines, can be called upon to increase the fire and energy levels in your body. He helps with nutrient absorption. You will feel his protective presence if you request it, as a warm, fluttering energy, and he can assist you greatly with self-healing. The love message, it says, an existing relationship may have temporary problems. A new relationship probably won't last due to heated arguments. So take what applies with that. But I feel like this represents things that need to be released. The funeral part stood out to me. So this is like old energy that needs to be transmuted and let go of. And it's connected to something with children, pregnancy, birth, and things like that. Maybe the connection that just didn't last. But I feel like if I do this and this makes me look like a bad person, I can't keep a relationship, whatever. It could be so many different things that they're struggling with. Or that you're struggling with if you're a divine masculine. So let's see where you guys are with each other specifically. Let's pinpoint this. Where are you guys with each other specifically? So divine feminine, where are you at with divine masculine? Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Magician, Seven of Swords, and where are they at with you? Divine masculine, where are you at with divine feminine energies? Thank you. Seven of Wands, 10 of Swords. I gotta look that one up. 9 of Swords. Okay. So with the Four of Pentacles, like, I feel like you guys are very focused on working towards whatever it is that you need to do right now. You're holding on to this connection, or you're holding space for it, but you're still focused on doing the work that you need to do. There's women here that's very, very much focused on their work. To the point where their titties are falling out of their dresses. Like, they're really, like, about that work. So yeah, I don't feel like you guys are too much focused on your connection to the point, like, to obsession. Maybe this is a big step for some of you, but you're very, very focused on maintaining what you have to do. Maybe even to the point where you're tired, okay? Maybe you guys feel like you're tired of holding on to this connection, but it's going to differ for everyone. Because with the Ace of Swords, this is not the most emotional energy to have, but I feel like you feel like there's some sort of truth that you have to face that may be very challenging, whether that be personally for yourself. And there's another animal or two animal totem, actually three, sorry. There's horses. I think this is some sort of lynx or bobcat. I don't know what this is. And there's a snake here. So there's 3 different animal totems. But it's kind of like you may be acknowledging the fact that there's no need to rush. There's no need to force things to be. You may feel like you and this person are just in 2 separate spaces right now, and you have a respect for it, even though it may be challenging. You may be trying to fight this attitude of seeing things from a lower perspective, and you're trying to be, you're not trying to deceive yourself maybe, or you don't want to get caught up in negative emotions. So you're teaching yourself how to think from a higher perspective in a new way. And I feel like it's because Spirit may have given you some sort of insight into what they're dealing with, or you just know already within yourself, or you see it because you're right in the middle of it, that things may not be going the way that you want them to go, but you still have hope that you can overcome whatever adversities are here with them. You're willing to put in the work. And I feel like you guys have been working hard towards not allowing the lower thoughts to get the best of you, okay? With the Magician card, you may perceive them as very, very powerful. You may perceive them as maybe even keeping secrets, because you have the 7 of Swords right next to the Magician, which is kind of deceptive energies when together. There's not a lot of clarity here. You may feel like this person is keeping secrets from you. You may feel like they show you like too many different facades and masks and attributes to where you can't even keep up. Like too many different characters. And for some of you guys may even perceive that they have someone else that they're hiding from you, because there's a feminine goddess in the back, I think. I think that's a feminine goddess in the back in the chambers or whatever that is. But you see this person is like maybe working very hard, and you may see some significant changes in them. You may feel like they're stepping into their power for some of you as well. So take what resonates. And then with the 7 of Swords, you may be like, I'm willing to risk it Because some of you are dealing with other people or thinking about dealing with another person, whether you're with this person or not, or you're just holding space for them. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? May the best man win, or may the best woman win. And it's like, I don't want to hurt you, but at the same time, and some of you guys, your divine masculine is someone that you're sneaking around with, and you're, you know, hurting somebody else. But I feel for some of you it's going to be, you know what, I'm just going to be real, looking elsewhere. You know, that it could be some other, you know, people coming around with offers right now, and it's like you're focused on yourself, and you feel like they're focused on yourself. Maybe they're keeping secrets from you, and it's like, and for some of you it could be tit for tat that you're doing this, but others of you it could just be this is what you naturally feel guided to do. There's also crocodiles here, so there's another animal totem to look up. On their side of things, they have some sevens too. I get these are triggers, these sevens, because you both have a seven. And this could be something with the crown chakra, or something that is of importance to pay attention to. Okay. With the Seven of Wands, they're perceiving you as very overprotective of yourself. You could also be a little bit, I don't want to trigger anybody, but for some of you, they may see you as a little bit dramatic, maybe even argumentative with them, combative, or they feel like you're trying to protect what you've built and what you created. They may feel like you have a lot of things coming at you, coming your way, a lot of different people with these mice. You know, it's like they're trying to eat her crops and she's not having it. So it's like you're very, very, very much protective of what you've been working towards, and it could be your connection. Like, I'm not about to let, you know, these people over here, these haters, these, you know, peasants to come in and mess with what I've created. And I feel like that's how they're perceiving you, or what they think about you. Their feelings about you, they kind of don't really know what to feel. They feel defeated, actually, with the Ten of Swords. Like, there's a lot of soldiers that are wounded. There's all these different black birds, which usually symbolize death. I think this is a, I don't know what that is. It's like hawks and like different types of birds here, but this is a deadly scene. And they may just feel like, some of you are like man eaters. Like, I'm not trying to like settle down, and they're afraid that they might be your next victim, or if this is your mate, they feel defeated in some sense, or just maybe the collective, you know. If you're the divine masculine watching, you may very well feel defeated, and it could have something to do with a message. Again, swords represent communication, but this is a thought. So emotionally, you know, they're feeling whatever they're thinking. So they're thinking that maybe I messed up. So now they're feeling this defeated attitude, and that maybe things are at a standstill, or maybe at an ending for right now. They may even feel backstabbed if you're over here getting it with some other people, or they may see you going out with other people, or there's this fear that I messed up to the point of no return. Maybe I lost this person. Then over here, you may also perceive that like people, so I'm saying this as like worship, okay? So you perceive the divine masculine, you perceive the divine feminine as like someone that has a lot of options, a lot of people willing to buy their attention and their affections, and just feel like the world just caters to divine feminine. If it's not in a romantic sense, like everything is handed to them right now, but at the same time you see them as a fighter still. Or for some, like a little brat, like, you know, you have everything, but you're still over here complaining or whatever. But for some, it's like you see them as a very hard worker, and it will align a little bit with the Four of Pentacles because they're very focused right now. Like, the Nine of Swords. She cutting men's heads off. She ain't playing those games. Like, your stance with her, or whatever him, divine feminine is, like your stance is, she's not playing no games. Like, she will cut you off in a quick second, or he, you know, they, divine feminine, will cut you off in a quick second, and anybody else that gets in their way or tries to play games with them, they don't have time for that. Okay? It's almost like man eater, you're disposable to me. And it may not really be that, but this is just what the perception is right now. So let's see what you guys want to say to each other. I'm going to use my own note cards as to what you guys want to say to each other. Oh, actually, no. I forgot. I'm going to do like a little mini, not pick a card, but yeah, something similar. But, what your divine counterpart wants to say to you, what your love wants to say to you. And I'm going to pull an advice card before I get into that from the Isis Oracle, because I feel guided to. What is it that the ancestors and guardians of the universe who lovingly guide us and assist us, who watch over us, over our divine connections and partnerships, our love situations, what is it that you want to relate to the collective in this space and time? Soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the goddess. So this is all about healing. Let's read from the book, because you know I like to go in with the book because it gives us so much more than what I could give you guys. It's going to give us more clarity. Okay. I think I skipped it because I'm over here at the T's. And I should be in the S's. Spirit, soul retrieval. Okay. Isis healing goddess now offers your spiritual restoration and deep healing through the art of soul retrieval, reclaiming pieces of you lost through trauma, old and new. Soon you will enjoy greater wellness, energy, and power, as well as the opening of gifts and soul abilities you did not know you had. Did you know that pieces of you can be trapped in the past, in traumatic experiences, and in relationships, even those long since gone, because part of your power remains with another? This can happen because of permission subconsciously given for them to hold a piece of your spirit. Then the time comes for such permission to be revoked, and the pieces of self to be reclaimed and restored to the soul. Master healer and goddess of deep soul restoration, the Lady Isis now guides you to make peace with the past and reclaim the lost pieces of your own soul. The time has come for you to take yourself entirely into your own possession, to call back your soul from trauma in this lifetime and others, to give yourself back to yourself wholly and completely. In doing so, your life will flourish, infused with greater energy into beautiful new expression. Isis calls the soul back into wholeness again. Her passion, determination, and unfailing love for her beloved Osiris restored him from a dismembered, distorted, and fractured self into a whole divine masculine being once more. The Oracle of Soul Retrieval guides you into to forgive and reclaim your own power and energy and solidity. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Even if the trapped energy is so unconscious that you do not know that you are missing part of yourself. Searching for any places that feel incomplete or draining is a way to commence the process of soul retrieval. Forgiveness can be a good place to begin. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Forgiveness can be a good place to begin the work more consciously. This is a hard spiritual work sometimes because we can want to be right or justified in what we feel or perceive, and we don't want to be harmed again by allowing inappropriate behavior. In the action of forgiveness, you are simply reclaiming your energy from the situation, person, or experience so that it is at your disposal instead of being trapped in their energy field. What is most likely to occur is that the person, place, or situation will simply fall away from your life and be released. You will not be opening yourself up to attack. You will be wiser and stronger for your forgiveness and the ability that forgiveness gives you to reclaim your spirit. You will have more energy, and with no further effort, you will actually move on, not just in the mind or body, but in spirit. This oracle also indicates that you have the healing ability, that you are capable of channeling soul energy to help others forgive and reclaim their spirit too. The more the more you base your work in unconditional love, which is the true nature of the soul, the more powerful your work will become for yourself and for others in service. Your healing gift is quite deep, and if you are interested in working in healing capacity with others, or wondering if this is the right calling for you, then this card serves as confirmation for you. The Oracle of Soul Retrieval also brings a special message for healers. Sometimes in your deep work with others, your desire to be of service can drain you. This is me right here. If you're not carefully cleansing your energy fields. If you have pulled this card together with the Pyramid of Light or the Pillar of Light cards, then you are encouraged to do a swift and thorough psychic and spiritual cleansing each evening and morning for the next several weeks until you feel more yourself again. You will notice that the thoughts and feelings of others becoming less intrusive. This is unconditionally loving. Your clients will gain more strength in learning to feed their own energy field rather than feeding off of yours, and you will gain more strength in the process too. It can be hard work to change patterns of professional and energetic dependency, but it is worth the effort so that you do not become drained and unable to continue your path as a healer. This guidance applies equally to those that are not formal healers, but tend to attract those seeking guidance and support informally into their lives. So let's say the incantation, whatever, to the goddess of deep soul healing, and then we'll get on to the little pick-up pile thing, whatever. So it says this prayer can be said at any time you feel you need healing, help, and forgiving, and calling your soul back to yourself, or when you sense that something within you is holding you back from greater happiness, but you're not sure what it is. It can be added to the beginning of a ritual above or said on its own as a prayer of healing and soul retrieval. Okay, so here it goes. Isis with love, unconditional and strong, help me rise above right and wrong, to forgive, release, and make myself whole, to retrieve lost pieces of my soul, restore the inner light grid of golds, free me from trauma new and old. Isis with love, unconditional and strong, help me be whole now and finally move on. If you guys want to screenshot it, I'll put it here so you guys can see it. All right, thank you, Mother Isis. Aset, Divine Mama. Let's go ahead and do this. I didn't pull them out. I channeled these Saturday. They're like little messages. So I'm gonna, it's probably gonna be funny to read them out loud. But, oh no. That's definitely not what I wanted to happen. Let me slow down because I'm rushing. Okay. I did kind of mess this one up a little bit, but it's okay. No, it's so hard to take this paper off this thing. I'm messing it up. Okay, hold on. Dang it. Dang it, damn it. Alright, so this is group 2. This pile, and this is group 3. Okay. So I will give you guys a moment to tap into whatever one you feel guided to choose. And put the timestamps here. So you guys have the option to choose which pile sends out to you. Group 1, group 2, or 3. Please only choose one letter. Channel message. If you guys are interested, I haven't done this in a while. I used to do telepathic messages from your divine counterpart. I don't have it on my new shop. That was on my first website. I had that option. But if you guys are interested in channeling like a message from your divine counterpart, you guys can email me if you guys want to like purchase it or whatever. But I haven't done this in a long time, so I just channeled this free flow. Okay, free flow. So yeah, I'll give you guys a moment, and then we'll go ahead and read. Okay, hopefully you guys had enough time. All right, so those of you who are drawn to group number 1, let's see what your divine counterpart's message is to you. Okay, I'm going to read it exactly how I wrote it. Where do I begin? I really don't know what to say to you and how to say it, but I do love you. I feel like I should say something, but I don't know. I don't know how you'll take it. Will you throw shit up in my face? Will you just agree to disagree? I know that most likely I caused you a lot of grief, headaches. Yeah, I know. The same old shit I always say. I frustrate myself sometimes. You're perfect, perfectly imperfect. I love it when you speak Spanish. It's cute. And then I was picking up names. This is where I'm stepping in. I was picking up names, and I put Heather, Renee, Janae, Lena, I think Mariah, Monet, something like that. Or something about a massage. I don't know. That came up. Other than all of that, I've said, I love you. That is all. Peace. Okay, I don't know. That's what I picked up. Okay, group number 2. If you guys are drawn to group number 2, here's the message from your divine lover, whatever, your lover. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me, or at least hear me out. After it's all said and done, I wasn't honest, not completely transparent. That's the thing about you. You and I. You scared the shit out of me, or the fuck out of me. Both came up. I can't face you. Half of the things I said was to impress you. It's not that I didn't necessarily mean any of it. I did. I mean, I guess I was shooting for a different outcome than this. Yes, I did get or / do have your messages. At that time, I felt it wasn't the right time to speak / meet up. I hope you aren't still hanging on to that. I mean, I can understand how you would or could. I wish things were different. I haven't really let things go either. I'm hurting. Don't mind all that whining and dining. I'm just reading what I wrote. That's just something to do, really. What more can I say? I wish things were different. You are rare to me. That's what I picked up. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, group number 1. Group number 1. Or group number 3, sorry. Group number 3. I just want to be right for you. I try. I would like a new beginning, a fresh start, or a do-over. Not just with you, but with my own life. Life has been rough. It's not easy to face things on my own, but I do. Not to weigh you down with all my struggles and drama. It's unfair to you. Plus, I care too much. I care about you and what you think about me a little too much sometimes. My own thoughts can be quite heavy sometimes for me to take. So I stuff them away, hide them from you, my family and friends too. I feel like if I could just be strong for myself, I can be strong for you. There's absolutely nothing I would not do for you, for love, the sake of it all. I'm dreaming of a perfect world with you and I in it, but reality sets in and I'm like, nah, that could never be true. But still, I'm wishing for you. Aw, that was a sweet one. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I just channeled these. I don't know. Like, they just flowed, so I don't know how they sound after the fact. I didn't look at them. I just wrote them in my journal, closed it, shut it down, kept it moving. I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this for my current Love Vibes reading. So if you guys would like to, if you're interested, because I haven't done this in a minute. Like, I had like a full on where you can ask their higher self questions and stuff, but what they want to say to you or whatever. So if you guys are interested in something similar, maybe more personalized for you, hit me up, because I don't offer it on my website anymore. That was my first website that I had that service, but I don't have it available. So if you guys are interested, you guys can email me. All my information is in the description. Feel free to like this video if it resonated, share it with someone, share the channel with someone, subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram if you guys are interested as well. I do other readings that I don't post on here, so if you guys don't want to miss nothing, you guys can follow me. I appreciate y'all. Until the next reading, peace.